Welcome to Agenda. I'm John.
And I'm Paul.
And we're John Paul.
Viewers at home, take a look at this image. Take a closer look. What do you see? Yes, you see a heart, a human heart. This heart, so small and delicate, symbolizes a great and enduring mystery, a mystery that began in Paris over 200 years ago in the final days of the Revolution.
To whom did this tiny heart belong? Some claim it is the heart of Louis XVII, the lost king of France. Others dispute that claim. Why was the heart removed from its body? How did it survive intact for over 200 years? To help answer these questions, France's Royal Trust has enlisted the help of the renowned American geneticist, Dr. Louis Alpers, and the eminent French historian Guillaume Lenotre, author of Liberty, an acclaimed history of the French Revolution.
Professor Lenotre, let's start with you. What's the history behind the heart? Why is the Royal Trust involved?
The Trust's involvement started in the 1970s when the descendants of Don Carlos de Bourbon, a former Duke of Madrid and a distant relative of Louis XVI, gave the heart to the Trust. They said it had come into their ancestors' possession in 1895 and that he believed it had belonged to Louis XVII, the young son of Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette.
Both of whom were imprisoned and guillotined during the French Revolution.
Indeed. After his parents were killed, Louis Charles remained in prison under the care of a brutal man, Antoine Simon, a shoemaker and a member of one of the ruling factions at the time.
Why did the boy remain in prison?
They didn't want to risk the boy becoming king, so he was, in effect, walled up alive.
Oh my God, how horrible!
Yes, it was.
No one helped him?
Eventually, word of the conditions he was kept in started to leak out, but those who spoke out against his treatment endangered their own lives.
An amazing story, Professor Lenotre. But if we know all this, if we know the heart belonged to Louis Charles, then why, Dr. Alpers, are you here? Why is the Royal Trust going through the trouble and expense of performing the DNA tests?
Because we don't know. But the history books say history is fiction.
Come on, Louis. You don't really believe that history is fiction.
Of course I do. History is an art, one that relies solely on interpretation and conjectures. Science relies solely on facts.
We thank our guests for being here today.
And we're Jean Paul.
And this has been Agenda.